Good morning, clutter clearers and home organizers. Whether you are natural at it or it's a challenge for you, I'm excited that you're doing this, doing your best to clear out a few small spaces in your home. And I apologize for my video being really fuzzy this morning. That's why I was a couple minutes late. I don't know why it's not clear. It feels very yellow and, oh. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. I did something and I wiped my computer last night and I had something on my fingers and I wiped like right there because I saw something and it obviously smudged it. So there you go. Hey, that's a really great example of going from kind of cluttered energy field to clear, which is the purpose of doing this 5-day challenge. And I have some thoughts about extending it a few more days, so I'll share that more on that later. You can extend it obviously as much as you want, but I'm thinking I might extend it and keep this group open and do actually 10 days instead of 5. So I'll talk to you more about that in the group. I want to start out with our 2-minute clearing meditation. So whether you're tuning in on a recorded version of this or you're live now, I'm going to set my little timer. We're going to do a 2-minute meditation to just center ourselves, get us calm and relaxed about doing this, bring us home to ourselves, get us out of our head, more connected to our heart. And then I will do I'll call in the light, which we do is a nice thing to do in the morning. I'm not sure who's here because it doesn't say your name. Oh, I see Bliss Wheeler. And I don't know who the other one is. Let me see. I like to see because sometimes it shows up down. Oh, hi, Ashira. Oh, so excited. Okay, so let's do our little 2-minute meditation. You can close your eyelids. Best to tune out the stuff in the environment and go inside, which is where it's juicy and delicious and really clear most of the time if we really tune in. Not here. Here, that's clear. Oopsie, sorry. Turn that off. Ooh, that was the timer. Very quickly went off. Okay, so I'm going to call in the light now while we're centered in our hearts, saying, Mother, Father, God, Great Spirit, Creator, all the masters, guides, and teachers of the light that work with each of us. We are so grateful, first, to be in this human form, to be in this home that we're in, whatever the situation is. We're so grateful for the opportunities to learn and grow here on planet Earth. We're so grateful our souls chose this life, even with all the trials and tribulations, even with all the options and opportunities to grow. Sometimes it can be challenging, but we are grateful right now. We're grateful for our willingness to do this clutter clearing challenge to the best of our ability. We're grateful for your grace and mercy and guidance along the way. And we would love any miraculous flow in this process, ease and grace. Anything that we're ready to let go of, we ask that that be clear and easy for us to do on the physical level, on the emotional level, on the mental level, on the spiritual level. Anything that's no longer serving us, we ask that we offer it up to you with ease and grace and joy. Thank you for the blessing of lightness that you put in the place of that, the liberation, the levity, the joy, the humor. And may today be blessed as always, and may we know that blessing that it is, and the blessing that we are. For this and so much more, I'm grateful, and so it is. Okay, are we ready to dive in today? I wanted to find out how you're feeling today, so please share either here or in the Facebook group. If you're struggling, please share that. You're not alone in this process, and the sharing of the stuckness is actually what moves the stuckness. I have found this to be true every single time, particularly when you're sharing in a safe group. And this is a safe group. Even though it's public, I approve everyone that comes in. They have to be a nice person, you know. If I notice anything that's not appropriate, they'll be out of here, right? So it's a safe space. And also you create the safety inside, and we're definitely creating more safety in your home by clearing things out that aren't energetically a right match for you, which is really what we're doing. So today I'm feeling great, a little tired, but you know what? I got 4 hours of sleep the night before, and I thought surely I was going to take a nap yesterday. But after I did the clearing of the books, I was super energized. I went for a walk, and then I was up again until 2:30 in the morning. I'm not good at going to bed early. And so now I've gotten like 5 hours of sleep, and I feel really energized because I know clearing energetic fields, which is my part of my work that I offer in home solutions organizing, is incredibly rewarding for us at the heart and soul level, which is really ideally where we want to live from. Many of us live from the mind, which can serve its purpose for a while, but eventually that mind gets cluttered and overwhelmed, and it can't figure out life because it's actually not the designed leader of our life here on earth for abundance, for flow, for growth, for development, for evolution, for success. And I mean success in the heart-centered way. Really, our mind is a tool to be in service to the heart and soul. And I talk about that more in the inner trio connection class that I do, that I'll be doing another one in January, that heart, mind, body, soul connection, because it's really the 4 parts. A lot of times you hear the heart, body, not heart. You hear the body, mind, spirit connection, and people leave out the heart. And that's super important. And ironically, the heart, which is the emotional one, is often the one that buys a lot of stuff, that does that retail therapy they talk about, because the heart hurts. It feels vulnerable. It feels like it doesn't belong. It craves things. It wants something because it has unmet needs. And that's why we go out and we shop and we buy. And I should know, I'm a former full-on shopaholic. Okay, so we did our meditation. We called in the light. I want to talk about setting intentions again today. Whatever area you're going to clean, I want you to set intentions. I did books yesterday. It took longer than I expected, but I had a free day yesterday, so that's why I tackled the books. Today, I don't have as free of a day. I'm doing my car, the trunk of my car, because it gets out of hand. But I actually use my trunk quite a bit for work. I carry files and my label maker and my bag of tricks for my organizing things. So I'm going to tackle that. And the way I do anything like that is I take all of the items out. The most effective way to organize is take all of the same item. If you're doing it, like yesterday, I did all the books. Today, I'm just doing one area, which is all of my everything in my trunk. It's sunny out, so I'll probably just do it on the curb. If it wasn't sunny, I'd bring it all in the house and organize it. Hi, Lisa. So glad you're here. So what is your one area you're going to do today? get centered. Maybe you have to have your coffee. Maybe you do a little exercise or stretching. Maybe you do some meditation. I highly encourage meditation, even if it's like 2 minutes, what we just did. Sit, be grateful for your space, for all your things, and then ask for a clearing, ask for clarity and what to let go of, ask for ease and grace. Sometimes you can light a candle. I probably won't today because I'm doing the trunk outside, but usually when I do an area in the house, I actually forgot to do it for the books, but I'll try to do it moving forward. Candles really clear the energy. So it's just nice to clear that kind of energetic with a candle. Okay, so tune in, set your intention, and let's get going. Oh, thanks, Lisa. Glad you're here. I want to talk to you for a minute about the ripple effect because it happened yesterday and you're going to notice this no matter what. It's part of the reason why sometimes people don't want to get started on the clearing because everything's connected to everything. So I started doing my books. I had a little section down here in this bookshelf. I had those books up there. I had a box in the garage. It turned out it was 2 big tubs in the garage. I didn't even know I had the second tub. And then I was like, oh, I have some under the coffee table. Oh, I have some in a box over here. Oh, I have some up in my closet. So by the time I got all the books, I was like, oh, I have a little more books than I thought. And why I want to share this with you is this is often why we don't know, why we can't find things and why we keep buying more. We think we don't have enough because it's in different places in the house and we don't even know that we have all that. But the ripple effect is once I was doing it, I started finding more of the same item, which you want to get all that together because you do everything all at one time, right? If you're doing all your books, you do all your books, right? If you're doing all your food storage containers, you do all of them. You don't do a little part, you do the whole thing. Ideally, this is the ideal way to do it. If you're doing just a section like the junk drawer, you just do the junk drawer. That's different, right? So anyway, but then I see this one area of my closet that's like a disaster. It's like up in this high area that I never look, and it's obviously the place where I shove a lot of stuff, and I'm sure we all have one of those places. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do that. And there was another, yesterday I was looking for something in the bathroom. I don't even remember what it was. I was looking in the cabinet, and I was like, I was looking for I have special sunscreen for my nose, and I was like, where is it? And I was looking, I'm like, oh my gosh, my bottom cabinet is like a disaster because that's what happens. Like life happens and you just kind of throw things back in, right? So what I'm doing, because you don't start and organize that will pull you off task. All you do is add it to your list. So you have that in your mind and you can do it, and not in your mind. Actually, you want to get stuff out of your mind. You have it in your list. And so maybe you had a list of 5 and now by the end of this thing, you're going to have 12, but it's okay. You could do one a day. You could do the goal for me is to have as much of my home organized as I can before the end of the year, because I want to start 2020. I feel 2020 is a super powerful year just because it's 2020, the year of clear vision. So I want to, sorry, I don't know how to turn the dings off on my computer. I have to figure that out. My phone is off, but anyway. So stick to the one thing you're committed to for the day. Jot the other thing down on the list so you don't forget it and it doesn't stay up here cluttering your mind. The last thing I want to say on that is that doing bite size. Why do we do this way where we do small chunks? Number one, we don't have a lot of time, but number 2, it actually does really build the momentum. Once you start, you accomplish your nightstand drawer. I have a 2-drawer nightstand. Let's say I do that. I'll probably do both at the same time, but you could just do one. There's a feeling of, yes, I did it. I finished. I completed. And sorry, I'm trying to remember to look up here at my Pippi Longstockings reminder that I'm supposed to be staring at the green dot, not at myself. I've heard this from many young folks who tell me, look at the dot, not at yourself. Anyway, back to the bite size. So it gives us that feeling of accomplishment, and then we want to do more. So that's why it's small bite-sized chunks. Why do we have so much stuff? I want to go over that a little bit, and then I'll get into our heart clearing for the day. Okay, let me see what time it is. 8:30. It's turning out to be a little more like 25 minutes for each share. Okay, why do we have so much stuff? First, because in the US there are too many choices. We have, you go into the store and there's 45 different toothpastes you can get. When I lived in Mexico, it wasn't like that. On the menu, there would be a one-page menu. That would be it. right? There was one salad dressing or two. Not in all the restaurants, but in a lot of them. It was in it. And what I wanted, why I'm telling you this is I relaxed. I can't even tell you how radically different my life was in Mexico. The whole, my system relaxed. My nervous system relaxed. There was not a frenziedness. There was not even having too many clothes. There's a certain kind of decision making that goes on when you open your closet and it's too much to look at and you're like, I don't know what to wear. And then you wear the same yoga pants and the t-shirt. This is why I really do admire minimalists. I'm not one. I'm not from the generation of minimalists, and I don't know if I want to be a minimalist, but I'd like to be in between. I definitely don't feel I'm a hoarder, but I have too much stuff. And clothes is one of those things I have a lot of. But the less I have, the easier it is to decide. Sometimes I wish we all just wore one uniform, right? This is why I admire kids that wear uniforms to school, even though they complain about it. It's super easy. You don't have to be distracted by clothing. You don't have to decide what to wear, you know. Anyway, so there's too many choices, and that's because and it's too convenient to buy. This whole ordering on Amazon, that is just a crazy thing, because I had Amazon Prime for a month recently. And I was just like, oh, I need that. I'm just going to order it. I need nail polish. I'm going to order it. I'm going to need this. I'm going to order it. And it's a trap. Don't get Amazon Prime. Don't get anything that makes buying easier for you, because you'll buy more. And then you'll have more stuff, which will clutter your life, and you'll have more debt, or you'll spend more money. All right. So, and then we also in our country have the luxury of money and time, right? We're not sitting there busting our butts out on the field to make, $10 a day or $5 a day to barely feed our family. We have much more time, much more money, and we can buy stuff, which is not a good thing. Maybe we can use it to be of service more, or give our stuff away. Then the whole retail therapy marketing campaign, you do know that that's a marketing campaign, I hope. It's just the worst therapy you can use. And I've done it. I did it for many years, retail therapy. I used to love going to Target and walk around and fill my basket up. I used to love going to Ross and TJ Maxx. Those are my bargain shopping. Oh, and then you feel so good because you got a bargain, right? It's a trap. So just be mindful of that. Not a judgment, just an awareness that we don't need to be buying all this stuff. Because now because I do home organizing, I'm really good about not buying, because I'm like, that's going to end up in a garage sale next year, so don't buy it, right? So I love it. I'll take a picture of it. Oh, I want to talk about that too. Let me just write that in my notes. Tomorrow, probably, I'll talk about taking pictures of your stuff that you want to keep, but you really want to let go of. All right. So I'm going to move into, I was going to do the 6 reasons why we keep our stuff, but I'm going to do that tomorrow because I want to keep this kind of on time. So I'm just going to talk about the heart clearing, which is basically clearing something from your to-do list. Here is my to-do list, which I made actually a little while ago. I need to probably update it. By the way, I have a 9-page to-do list on my computer, which is just insane. And I've thought about deleting it sometimes because it's like, why do I keep myself so busy? But I don't want it in my head, which is the reason why I write everything down. A lot of it's not urgent. I'll write down movies I want to see, books I want to read, songs I want to maybe one day download. That kind of stuff goes on my list. So people I want to visit, that's actually important. But my to-do list. So I'm picking one thing on the list I don't want to do, and it is go through this insurance packet that I do not want to look at and call to talk about insurance, okay? I don't want to do this, but my suggestion is the heart clearing activity today is to clear one thing from your to-do list, and particularly something that you don't want to do. Obviously, it's going to depend on the timing of that you have today. I have a window basically between now and like 2 p.m. that I can do all of this stuff. I can do my organizing, and I can do this insurance thing that I don't want to do. I'm going to light a candle. I'm going to put my hand on my heart, my hand on my belly, tell myself it's okay. We can get through this. It's just a phone call. I don't have to complete it today. I have to read the packet, get informed, make a phone call. That's my commitment, right? So this is about being intentional. I'm not saying I'm going to finish my insurance. It'd be great if I did, because the open enrollment supposedly ends in 5 days, but I'm going to at least make 1 or 2 phone calls and read through the information. Maybe it will be a 30-minute thing, depends on how long I'm on hold. You know, if you're on hold, you could be doing other things. So that's my thing. What's your one thing? The last thing I want to say is I highly, highly encourage you to use the Facebook group. It's a great support system. I love seeing before and or after pictures. If you are too embarrassed to post your before, just post the after picture. It's fine. You know, I think the before and after pictures are great because, hey, our lives get unmanageable. It's acceptable. It's part of this process is just being gentle with yourself, right? No matter what it looks like. If you really saw even my room right now, because my bed's not made, I'm in my room, and there's stuff all over the floor because I'm organizing, it's a disaster. And sometimes I'll live like that for 3-4 days. You know, I have clothes. Actually, I'm pretty good about my clothes, but there's always that one chair that gets a lot of sweaters and pants and things you throw on it until you finally say, I'm sick of this, I got to do it. That happens. That's part of our life, right? But this is about clearing the clutter so that everything has a home, at least for that one little area you're working on. So go at it today. Please post in the Facebook group. If you're struggling, please share about that. I'm struggling. I didn't get to my thing yesterday. You know, life is happening and this is my problem. My problem. I don't prioritize it. Whatever. In some way, we're going to relate with you. So, and you may help someone else feel a little easier about their challenges. If you have your wins and you do, you know, organize something, share what you organize with us. And if you can, take a picture. By the way, one last thing, my pictures I'm doing on Canva because it's a new platform I'm using. Got to remember to look at Pippi. And so I'm excited to create. You don't have to do anything like that. Just post 2 pictures, the before and the after. It's, you know, make it simple. Okay. All right. My many blessings to you today. Have fun clearing. And don't forget that one thing on the task list you want to do. If you need light, reach out and say, please send me light on my one thing I'm doing today, on my 2 things, my home organizing and my heart clearing projects. Okay? All right. Take care of it all. Love you. Bye.